Hello, and welcome back to Black Balance Fitness TV presents the Financial Fitness Forum, Interview with the Boss. Allow me to introduce our special guest for tonight, an award-winning power couple from Team ITK in the Unity Hierarchy. Up-and-coming directors, base shop MVPs, and Rookie of the Year junior brokers looking to quickly make a name for themselves in the agency as one of 2021's newest MD senior brokers, Mr. and Mrs. Rico and Tammy Whitfield. Welcome to the show, Mr. and Mrs. Whitfield, and thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. That was an awesome introduction. We just some regular people. I don't know what those big words mean, but thank you.
So, tell us about Team ITK, what that means, and what your experience was like at Big Event Kickoff 2021 back in January.
Okay, I have not a problem. Well, ITK, it stands for In the Know.
Knowledge now over wealth.
In knowledge now over wealth. And one is transitory and one is perpetual. For you guys who wants to dive in deep, I'll let you guys think or research which one is transitory and which one is perpetual. But all it is just making people in the know. What we're doing is just changing generational property to generational wealth.
Absolutely.
In our community, that's a big problem. We come from poverty, and now we have a chance to change that, and we are very, very much excited about getting people to know how to do it.
Right. Because so many people, they're more concerned with the wealth and not the knowledge. So me and Rico, what we're here to do is to educate. Make sure that people have the total package.
Absolutely.
So they can hold on to that wealth when they get it.
Absolutely. It's just like winning the lottery. You win the lottery, if you don't know what to do with that money, eventually you'll run through it and you'll be back in that same situation. So we just want to empower people on the knowledge on how to maintain or gather wisdom on how to keep wealth.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, absolutely.
So you asked about our experience at the big event for 2021.
Oh my God.
Girl, it was sick. It was like the best thing I can compare this to is like going to church. You know, you go in one way, but you leave out another way. That's the same experience with big events. Like we went in one way, but I tell you what, each day it was like better and better and better. Terrell Owens, I know my husband is a big sports fanatic.
I'm a big sports fan. When he played for San Francisco, Dallas, Philly, I follow Terrell Owens. I'm a big fan. But to go dive a little bit deeper, Gary
Chapman.
Gary Chapman. I never knew about the 5 love languages.
Right. Before we had to read it. That's one of my books for the month.
Exactly. Before we had to read this book, I never knew that that love languages even existed. And I'm talking about this guy, man. He breaks it down, and so much so I recommend his book. I recommend that any couple, any fiancés, anybody who's together, serious relationship,
or even with business, like read the book.
Kids have love languages. I never knew about love languages. It's very, very powerful.
And we didn't think that was something we ever needed to, you know what I'm saying, read or do. But it's something that's beneficial to it can be beneficial to anybody and everybody. I recommend anybody and everybody read that book.
Very powerful book. Read it. It's a must read.
Absolutely. Totally agreeable. I think Terrell Owens for sure. Definitely, his interview was so inspiring. He had so much depth to him. You know, in his story, his fight to the top and fighting against the perception. And the story, the narrative created around, and I know that a lot of times we deal with that in our business. Financial industry has a narrative around it, around who's in the industry, around what, type of things are going on in the industry, what type of businesses and things,
Uh-huh.
if it's even something that's tangible, So I understand how what you mean by keeping people, like you said, in the know. Knowledge over wealth. The wealth is nothing without the knowledge. You don't know what's your wealth.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Especially after
Absolutely.
losing it all. And I think that education being a big part of your forum is so wonderful and so important because, like you said, at a big event, the education you get is truly transformational. You walk in one person and come out another. So absolutely, I totally agree with that. And also, yeah, the 5 love languages.
Absolutely. Yes, we do.
Absolutely, Gary Chapman definitely discovered something in people that is so useful to help us connect with each other, like you said, in so many ways, not just in our intimate relationships, but business partnerships, parent and child, siblings, everything, wherever you can, give and receive love in those different ways, and friendships and partnerships. Absolutely, you should learn the best ways to do that. So, getting right into these questions, both, have you discovered each other's love languages?
Before I read the book, I thought I did. I thought I had it together. Look at me. I thought I had it together. I thought I knew everything about my wife. But after reading the book, and then my wife made me take a quiz to see do I really, really know her love languages. And it was pretty much close.
It was
a close.
Everything was kind of on point.
Everything was on point. And when I took the quiz, I found out that my wife's love language is.
I had like 2 of them.
It's true. They were very close.
Yeah, they were very close. It was like a 27 and a 33%. My 2 high ones. Okay.
So hers is, I think, if I get this right, don't beat me, Betty, on camera. We don't. It's words of affirmation and physical touch.
Yes, absolutely.
I like to get physical. So one of those I was really on point with. The words of affirmation, it was surprising that I never knew that she needed the words. The words of encouragement or the thank yous after things, and a great job. You did an awesome job. I learned that.
Or girl, you look skinny thick,
Those were hers. Did you discover mine?
I already knew what yours was. Every good wife knows what her husband's love language is.
And what is my love language?
Physical touch and quality time.
And quality time.
We like to do things together all the time anyway.
Yeah, but we get so busy with our days, and we work in the business, we work full time. So we have kids. We have 6 kids. So our quality time.
Because he likes physical touch.
Our quality time gets a little bit chaotic sometimes, and so that was one of my love languages.
But knowing these love languages, Lemitra, reading Gary Chapman's book, it just took it into a whole new level. You got to really dive into not only like what is my love language, but how do you cope with your significant other, or even your business partner, your children? How do you tap into their love language? Quality time might not be mine, but it is. Anyway, it might not be mine, but how do I accommodate him? How do I make him feel that I appreciate and that quality time is important to me too? Because if he's important to me, what's important to him is important to me as well. Make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. And that makes perfect sense. And that's wonderful. You guys are so aligned and also so willing to put in the work to actually learn and try to, like you said, accommodate and tap into the other person's love language. to a point where you discover that, hey, you know what? I actually kind of like that too. We actually kind of like spending time together.
But
So
we
now
have to,
we both like quality time. That's
yeah,
a wonderful thing. You discover
Yeah.
things that you have in
ab-
common. So,
absolutely. So,
and
but before you go on, we have to understand too, and I think this is just by nature, that if mine was quality time, if ours didn't match, we have to be careful because what we like, our partner may not like. That might not be their love language. And by nature, what we like, we tend to give it off.
Yeah.
And we get lost by if mine was something else was acts of service. If I'm just buying my wife gifts, and
Well, that's gift. The acts of gifts.
yeah, the acts of gifts. So if I was just buying her gifts, and that's not her love language, and that's something that I want, I'm not. I'm still not. I'm missing it.
He's missing me.
I'm missing her. So
Like when
if-
I used to buy you Christmas presents that I wanted. Like I would buy him like the foot spy, knowing he didn't really want it, but I'm like, I'm gonna use it.
So you have to be careful on making sure that you understand your partner's love language and not give off your love language, what you think your partner would like.
Right.
wow, that is profound. But I totally understand what you mean. I think that's really special when someone takes the time to really understand what you like and what you're into, what pleases you, it makes you happy, and even tries to, accommodate that, The knowing is one thing, and actually putting the effort in to do those things, is a whole another. So, I understand what you mean, and I absolutely agree, and I think that is, like I said, profound advice for all couples out there. Um, so let me ask you, Tammy, how can learning each other's love language help your business partnership?
Absolutely. With Rico, with the quality time aspect of it just taught me that, because me, if I have a task in front of me, like I dive in, like head first, I put my all into that thing. Sometimes, letting it take away from the other things that are going on around me. I had to learn how to balance that, and with him, like, hey, I haven't gotten any time with my wife. I had to learn how to maximize the hours in my day and separate, business from family, and making sure that I'm giving that quality time to my husband. Absolutely. So I also use that with my business partners too, because some of them need that as well. So it's definitely helped me a lot.
Wonderful. And I totally understand where you're coming from. It's important to kind of prioritize. I'm the same way where, I get focused on the task and I'm locked in. Like the blinders are on and I'm like a racehorse. I'm running towards that goal,
Absolutely.
Nothing else behind me, around me, nothing. I'm going to get that rabbit, And so it can really be like, other people are like, feeling ignored, and it's like, you don't mean it maliciously or anything or to be selfish,
Right.
but you get so focused on a task that you forget about everything that's going on around you. So,
Right.
Really, like you said, finding balance, maximizing your time in the time and space that you have, so that you can prioritize your family, your business, who needs you at the times that they do, is important. So, Rico, let me ask you, are there any points from the book that you would implement into the workplace?
Absolutely. And one that sticks out to me is the words of affirmation. Like when you tell a person that they are doing a good job, when you telling a person or encouraging a person, it gives them the energy to continue to do
Right.
that good job.
Yes.
If you just take it and not say anything, it's like, am I doing a good job? To
Right.
make that person wonder, am I doing the right thing? So the words of affirmation in the book is very key in the workplace as well, because those words are powerful. You making that person feel wanted. You making that person feel like they doing an awesome job. You making them, you second,
making them want to work harder.
Making them want to work harder. You just affirming the things that they're doing. So the words of affirmation is very key in the workplace.
I like that. I like that. And you're right. And you know, one thing that we really do in our hierarchy is we always cheer each other on, especially in our group meets. We always, you know, posting for each other. Good job, nice win, congratulations. Constantly cheering each other on, pushing each other forward, even challenging each other at times. You know, we can call each other out. You know,
yes.
But as much as you, it's all in good fun. It's all healthy to push you forward to those goals. You know, we're all coming for our families, and so having someone to cheer you on and let you know, hey, you're doing great, keep going, is especially, you know, in the place of the business place. So absolutely. Tammy, back to you. Let me ask you, what would you name as the 3 most important characteristics of a strong partnership?
Number 1, Lamitra, would be communication. You know, the right hand has to know what the left hand is doing in order for you all to work together effectively. You know, if I have no idea what he's doing, he don't know what I'm doing, we're thinking shit. We're just not gonna make it. Communication is really good. If someone is feeling overwhelmed, if someone is feeling you know, like I'm doing too much or you're not doing enough, all of those things need to be communicated. Your ideas, those need to be communicated. So communication is number 1.
Very good.
I'm also really big on honesty and integrity in my life, just in general. Because if I catch you lying to me, I'm not talking about you, but I am talking about you too. But if I catch you lying to me, like, you've broken my trust, like, how do I know that I can trust you? How do I know that you actually have my best intentions or my best interest at heart? You know what I'm saying? In a partnership, we have to look out for one another, and in looking out for one another and making sure that our business is reaching its highest potential, there has to be trust. There has to be integrity. Like, we don't lie to people. We don't lie to people to get you know, policies placed. We don't lie to people to get, you know, annuities in place and to get business, basically. We keep everything, we're straightforward, we're honest with that. The third thing that I think is very important is flexibility. You have to be flexible. It can't be my way or no way. You know, I might feel very strongly about something. Rico might not feel as strong about that thing. So I have to be like, okay, well, baby, what do you suggest? What do you think? You know, and implement those things, because hey, the president isn't the only one who runs the world. He has a whole cabinet of people behind him. You know, we have to work together in order to reach the people that we need to reach.
Absolutely, great job, baby.
Yeah. I mean, thank you.
Absolutely. Effective communication, honesty, integrity, you know, flexibility and compromise. Absolutely. I would totally agree. Those are definitely the top characteristics you want in a strong partnership, be it or otherwise. So absolutely agree. So Rico, let me throw this one at you. What have you found is the best way to handle addressing a mistake?
Good question. And I think all of us have done this. I think everyone in the world have one point in time made a mistake. But how I would come from a good place, see what it is that went wrong. Why did we go there? And I do this with my wife. I so much so that she like, look, we talked about it already. We got past it. I beat the dead horse. But the only reason why is because I know it come from a good place. But let's see what we did wrong, how we can correct it, and then put the corrective actions in place so it won't happen again. So that's why I beat the dead horse, so we won't go down that road again. but we have to understand the delivery of it. It's the delivery of the mistake and how you handle that mistake. Like some people can, oh my God, it's the end of the world, and then that person is shut down. They're not hearing anything after that point. But if you can see that it's coming from a good place, I understand where you was going, but this is how we do it. This is the reason why. It's kind of it becomes more receptive.
Wonderful. Absolutely. I think that is fire advice. And I see
it is. That's why I listen, Lamitra. I listen.
I'm the same way. I, will analyze something to death. I guess I'm kind of a little bit of an overthinker, but like Rico said, it's important to find that compromise, that balance to correct whatever is out of place, not to shut down, but to create healthy boundaries that are, okay for both sides. And especially, it could be something as simple as the delivery, of
right.
something wrong. It may not even be as big as you think it is, and if you don't talk it out,
right.
Easily make it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, communication, analyzing,
everybody,
making corrections, very important. So, let me ask you both: how do you handle critical feedback?
Let me go first. No, you go first. Go ahead.
So you can give it to me. You can give it to me cut, raw, whatever. You can give it to me. But my wife, however.
No, she's asking about you.
I just told her. But my wife, however.
I tell her about me. Go ahead.
My wife, it's the delivery of it. It's the delivery of the feedback. How you say it. If it's sassy, if it's too much sassy on how you say it.
If I feel disrespectful, if I feel disrespected, Lamitra, that's where the problem comes in. So it's not what you say. I'm all good. I'm all for constructive criticism. It helps you. It helps you to grow. But you gotta know how to come to people. You know what I'm saying? When you can't just come any kind of way. But what I have learned is how to process when someone comes to me about something. How do I process it? Where are they coming from? What angle are they coming from when they're coming at me with this information? And normally, more times than not, the person is coming from a good place. You know what I'm saying? I don't just pop off. I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to kick him out of this interview. But I'm not. I'm a very reasonable person. And like I said, I'm very big on communication and integrity. So if I do feel some type of way, I am not afraid of confrontation. And when I say that, I don't like drama, but I will confront as far as like, hey, Lamitra, when you said XYZ, like, what did you mean by that? I want to process it, and I wanted to hear what you have to say. Because let me make sure that I'm hearing you correctly, before I get in my feelings about something,
Right.
But constructive criticism.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. I mean, I think everyone can take their fair amount of tough love. Just how the world is. None of us, even those of us that are born with a silver spoon in our mouth aren't without, faults and hard times and reprimand and whatever else. So, understanding how to take those things, but most of the time, majority of time, like you said, it's coming from a good place. It's not malicious or anything like that. But even when it is, sometimes you have to know how to kind of react to that and, sort of give people room to sort of sort out and process. You never know. They
Right.
need to process it as much as you do. So I
Right.
understand
Make
it.
sure.
I think that's very, that's very graceful of you to give them a chance to explain themselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know what though?
Because,
Let me
a
let
lot
me
of
just
people
say.
won't. A lot of people won't. If they feel
Right.
disrespected, they're immediately gonna pop off, and now you like, okay, well, I didn't mean it like that. So, that's
Yeah.
a respectable way to handle it. And to absolutely
Uh-huh.
be able to take constructive criticism, but also be able to stand up for yourself and say, hey, this is where I draw my line. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Don't get disrespectful now. But I will say, like, for Rico, anytime, like, 9 times out of 10, if he's coming to me with something, I know that my husband wants the best for me. So
Right.
I learned early on in our relationship, just, Tammy, just close your mouth and just listen. Listen to what he's saying. Because normally he's speaking some good stuff, and I implement that, and it's helped me to be a better person all the way around. You know what I'm saying?
So relationship wise, it's good that to know your mate has your best interest and they coming from a good place. Business wise, the same thing.
Same thing.
Supervisor, if you're in a workplace, if you have business partners who've done it, been there, done that, they coming from a good place and they just want you not to make the same mistakes as a parent to a kid that they did. So
Right.
they just advising you. So you just got to understand that.
Absolutely. I think that that's wonderful when you can connect with each other to a point where you elevate each other.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful, and I actually heard our SVP say at big event, both of you married up. He said it to another couple, but I love the way he said that, and I feel that now. I can see that in you. Both of you elevate each other, and that's a wonderful combination to have. Um,
Thank you.
so, T, let me get real with you. What is the biggest sacrifice you've made for success?
Whew. The biggest sacrifice that I have made for success, I am really big on family. And I'm really big on entertaining. I've had my same little circle of friends for a very long time. I've been here in St. Louis for 21 years. I've been with the same circle of friends, and it really consists of just a few people. I like to entertain. So working full time, running a business full time, taking care of 6 kids, even though 2 of them are grown, they still my babies too. That has been a struggle to say, you know what, I gotta cut some of this stuff out. I gotta stop some of this entertaining. I gotta stop inviting folks over for, the dinners and having fun. We still have fun, but right now our focus is on our business. Because right now I just feel like we gotta get that foundation solid and get it built up to a point where we can step away and I can get back to, entertaining and things like that. So I had to give up some of the things that Tammy likes to do, just temporarily, for the greater good.
That is awesome. I like that short-term sacrifice. It's something kind of big, and I understand that. Especially from the beginning of our interview, you speaking on how the love languages and being a family person, needing that quality time, those words of affirmation, stuff like that. So it only makes sense that those are hard and tough sacrifices to make.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is tough to kind of shut down everything and just be like, hey, sorry guys, I'm busy, I really can't do it, maybe after the summer, things like that. But it's necessary, and in the long run, you are winning for your family so much. And like you said, you'll be able to step away comfortably, so you won't have to worry about your business or run on its own. And then you can really entertain and really, go above
Right.
and enjoy.
I'm tired here.
So So, Rico, let me ask you, how do you balance supporting your spouse while also pursuing your own endeavors?
This is very difficult because sometimes um, a lot of men don't like to sacrifice their own endeavors. But like she said earlier, it's a temporary commitment that you're making to get to the bigger picture. So we can put this goal on paper. We can put this vision on paper. We know, we see it. It's not gonna last that long, and I can get back to being who I am. So it's just a temporary sacrifice. That's what I call it. I call it a temporary sacrifice to get to a place where I can enjoy those things. But this is very difficult because sometimes as men, we stubborn, we want our way when we want it, how we want it. And when you have to sacrifice your time and your commitment to what you like doing for the bigger cause, you got to go and write it down. Visualize this thing so you'll know that this is the purpose. This is why I'm doing it. And it reminds you that, okay, I can sacrifice this. It's okay to sacrifice it because you are visualizing what's important, and that's the goal.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we on the same page.
Wow, yeah, I totally agree, man. It is hard to sort of have that self-discipline to where you're not exactly giving yourself what you want right then, but what you need to get to the next level. We actually talked about that in training. Mr. Terrace talked about how, it does not feel good to exercise. It sucks. It hurts. It's tiring. Your body's sore after, everything. But you like how you look in the mirror a few months later, when it's right and tight. So
I know. All right, now. Praise you, mister.
it's worth it in the end, the short term for the long term. So absolutely agreeable. So this question is for both of you. What are the top 3 leadership skills that are attributed to your success?
Number one is, and I think she mentioned it earlier, is the communication. We are both very big in this. We want people to know what they're getting into, what is expected. We want you to know. So the communication is one.
Yeah, for our success. Motivation. We all need that motivation. Like Rico had said, words of affirmation is big. Like I said, go Gary Chapman, I love that book. I've been able to implement it in so many areas of my life. But anyway, I always let our business partners know like what a great job they're doing. The things that they have done right. Even if what they've done is not right. Your persistence, your consistency. You just having the courage to go out there and do it. That motivates them and gives them enough to go on. I didn't know how important it was until they told me these things. And then
the third one is self-development. Until I got into PHP, especially under Fred and Chrissy Terrace, CDH, Natasha, all of these leaderships. And if I'm leaving anybody out, forgive me. All of you guys have been very, very good.
Marcus and Christine
from the beginning of self-development, because you're growing yourself. You really are getting and stretching yourself to a capacity that you're probably not used to. Reading the books of the month, every single month,
every month,
growing and just growing yourself is very, very. So those three.
When you say that, I'm sorry. The your next 5 moves with Patrick Bet-David, like the CEO of PHP, he had mentioned how he had quit his job. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm done. I'm walking out. I'm not getting what I want to get. I'm like, wow, like people actually do that. So it let me know that I can do that. So me knowing what I can do, I also pass that down to, our business partners as well. Like letting them know. So like you said, that personal development is big. Because the more we develop, the more we can pass on to the other people and they can develop as well.
Absolutely.
And our children, they sit around and they watch our trainings, they watch our meetings. So as we're growing, our children are growing. They walking around quoting the same stuff that we're quoting, that we're learning.
So, those three things, I think, are very, very important to our success right now in the business.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Absolutely. And I think that those are important things that we need. Like you said, communication that has come up more than once during the interview. Communication is so important. Effective communication, motivation, being motivated, words of affirmation, personal development. Personal development has been one of the biggest things for me. If it wasn't for me developing myself personally, there's no way I'd be able to get on a live and do anything. I was a shy little,
Absolutely. Personal development.
The growth and building your capacity, it brings you to another level. And you're not only helping yourself, you're also helping those around you. I love that you mentioned Patrick Bet-David's Next 5 Moves. That was one of the first books that I read when I first joined the company, and oh man, it was awesome. And you said, it just brought out a whole nother beast in me. Like, I don't have to take whatever this world is giving out to me. I'm a lion. I can So absolutely, truly inspirational book. Go and get it, read it if you haven't. So we are coming to the end of our show here. My question for you both: tell me and the audience, what advice or expectation would you give a viewer looking to join your team? Say they come, they watch the interview, they're blown away by your dynamic performance, and they're like, oh, I want to see what development they have for me. Please, what do you have in store for them?
So I always ask people, you want to be successful, right? Everybody wants to be successful, unless they just don't have any ambition in life, So if you're coming in, I want to know, are you coachable? Number one, you have to be coachable, all right? And you have to be able to move at the speed of instruction, all right? I'm one who I pour in. If that's me calling you, if that's me sending out a text message, like my team of agents, like they get a text. Most mornings, they get a text by 8 a.m. Good morning, ITK. What are you guys doing? Let's make today better than it was yesterday. Just keep on I pour in, and you have to be ready to move. As long as I know that you're ready to move, I'm gonna keep on pushing you. I'm gonna let you know what is your next step. What's your next step after that? What's your next step after that? If you're not open to coaching, then you don't want to come and be a part of our team.
Mine would be a movement, and if you really want to be a crusade on changing generational property to generational wealth. This is a movement. It just don't stop with ITK. This is PHP. This is Patrick Bet-David vision. This is it.
Right.
But I need to know that you are serious about what you're doing.
Right.
If you are serious, the passion. I need to see your passion. If it's easy, you have to question yourself, is it worth it? If everything came easy, you have to question yourself, is it worth it? If there's no struggle, if there's nothing in place, no growth, no discomfort, you have to ask yourself, am I in the right place?
Right.
So I encourage that it's gonna be some times where it's hard. There's gonna be some times where you feel like, hey man, I want to give up. Because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it right now. Everybody would be doing it. It wouldn't be just 1% of population making a lot of money. It would be opposite. So I encourage those people Get in contact with me and my lovely wife. She pours in, I pour in. We motivate. We on a movement, and I love what we did. I'm so glad that I joined PHP for many, many reasons. I stay on here and talk about those reasons for a long time. But as you can see, it builds the dynamic, personal developing. I encourage that. I encourage that. I encourage that. If you don't get anything out of it,
get the education and
get
the
the
knowledge.
education and the knowledge so that you can do better for yourself and your family.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Oh man, awesome. So y'all hear it? Be ready to join ITK, be in the know, be ready to be coachable, have passion and fire, and hey, hard work is worth it, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I want to thank you both for coming tonight and participating in the interview. Everyone, you can find their information down in the comment section. I will pin it as soon as the show is over, and also in the description of the YouTube video that will be uploaded later. Closing statements, you can go ahead and give your contact info. How can everyone get in contact with you and learn more about your team and your business and what you're doing in your community?
Okay. Well, we have an email. First of all, we have an email. It's whitfieldindustries.itk@gmail.com. You can send us an email. You can call me. Is that okay for me to give out that number, baby?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You can call me, 314. Don't be calling me with no mess, though. Don't be texting me. 314-517-2501. Give us a call. We work by appointment. Get in touch with us on Facebook. Tammy Whitfield, Rico Whitfield. Get in touch with us on you can follow us on YouTube, Tammy Whitfield. It's me. I keep up with the stuff, easier. I spend a lot of time. I always have my emails up. Always have my phone next to me. So that's about it as far as getting in contact with us.
For us, our team, we have a very exciting, man, we have a great team.
We have a great
that is looking to change our community and not just
one
be
family at a time.
One family at a time. That's what we look at, one family at a time, one coverage at a time. And before you know it, we all be covered with life insurance and financial building financial wealth for retirement.
Financial poverty into financial wealth. That's what we do. Demetria, I just really want to thank you for having me and Rico tonight. It has been a blast. I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you so much, Lakeisha. Thank you so much. I appreciate the interview. And all I got to say is thank you guys. Get in contact with us. Let's change some lives. Let's change your life.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. So thank you. I'm just gonna go ahead and do our outro and close out. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Watch replays of this interview and others on our YouTube channel, Black Balance Fitness TV. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay physically, mentally, and spiritually fit. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.